Hello, Crystal Palace. Welcome to the Up and Norwood Library Hub's Library Live Lunch. This is a place to share positive and useful local information, find out about our wonderful community in a bit more depth, and just try and keep us all connected during this time. So my guest today is Lotte Layzell, who runs Hartbeeps classes across South London, including in Crystal Palace. Lotte, it's lovely to have you here today. Thank you for coming to chat to me. Tell us a bit about Hartbeeps.
Okay, so Hartbeeps is just, well, obviously for me it's magical, but Hartbeeps is a immersive sensory and music class for newborns, sitting babies, all the way up to preschool and infant years.
Wow.
It's creative, it gets children's imagination going, and it helps grown-ups to probably relax, let their hair down and see how their children can be creative and play by just letting them lead, if you like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Lovely.
We travel on a sound journey through music, and one from starting from the very, very young, from newborn, we're working with mum, if you like, and then watching those babies go from looking at mummy to sitting up to then venturing in, if you know.
Oh. And I guess sometimes you do see that journey with the same child.
Oh, it's so nice, you know. I mean, I've been running Hartbeeps in Crystal Palace and South East London now for just up to 7 years. And yes, I have been very lucky actually to have a few children that have come to me from 6 weeks and all until they went to nursery. And that's just funny, that's amazing. And it doesn't happen very often because we live in a life now where we have to go back to work so early. So yeah, I've been lucky there.
Wow. Oh, that must be really gorgeous. So what actually drew you to doing this in the first place? You've been doing it for 7 years.
Okay, so I never thought I'd be singing with people and doing this sort of thing. I mean, prior to doing Hartbeeps, I worked in the city a long time ago. Oh gosh, a long time ago. But I'd always wanted to work with people, really. And then, long story short, got made redundant from some, and then went back to work with adults with learning disabilities. And one of the ladies that I was supporting, absolutely awesome lady, she really, really wanted to work with children. So I was living outside of London at that time, and I knew of Hartbeeps, contacted them and said, you know, would it be possible for my lady to come along and assist? And we did, and we assisted giving out instruments and props, and it was just amazing, you know, and I just couldn't believe what I was looking at. It was just fantastic, and she gained so much from it. And created, it was her dream really, and it was really lovely. So, and because every time I went, it was just so much fun, I just loved it. So from there I met Sarah, who is the creator and founder of Hartbeeps, and she twisted my arm and said, come on Lotte, you can do this. So I did. I took the leap.
Oh
yeah, it's great.
And you're still doing it, so you must really enjoy it.
I'm still doing it, so yeah, I did something right.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Tell us about the different types of classes that you're running sort of pre-lockdown, pre-pandemic.
So yeah, prior to lockdown, we have 3 classes, plus we look after, we're working nurseries as well, but there's lots of different parts of Hartbeeps, if you like, but the 3 classes that are the core of us is Baby Bells, which is newborns from 6 weeks all the way up to sitting confidently. Actually, prior to that, we've got My Little Heartbeat, which is for the last 5 weeks of trimester. So, and we're very much focusing on that now as well at the moment. And that takes you up to the days your baby's born. And then we have Baby Bells, which is sitting, 6 weeks up to sitting. And then Baby Beeps, which is all fun. It's like beeps and sound play and baby babbling and working with your children's development to, I've lost myself a little bit, Baby Beeps, so sitting to toddling, walking confidently, really colourful session. And then we go to Happy House, which is walking to 5 years, and that's bonkers. You know, you'll give them a frog and they'll start saying, "Oh, Daddy likes frogs." And it's just lovely watching them then when they start being imaginative, and yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, amazing. Tell me a bit about what the sort of aims are for you in terms of what you're doing with the classes, both I guess the kids and the parents.
Well, I mean, lockdown's had such a big effect on it now. So we obviously, our whole ethos about Hartbeeps is fun and creativity and imagination, because a child that's been able to explore through imagination and curiosity develops into, you know, individuals in their own way. But the way that the classes are now changing because of lockdown, you know, we're seeing now, because now we're not really able to know whether we can have those, our heartbeat happy houses charging around. We're now more focusing at the moment on looking at the pre-mobile babies and that network of mums that have really lost their community, if you like, over this lockdown period. It's been so sad that, you know, they haven't been able to enjoy their maternity leave just like everybody else has had in their time. I mean, I've had maternity leave, and it's just lovely to be able to go and travel off and see your family and meet with your friends and go to groups and, you know, just, you know, have that time. But it also can be really very lonely. And so our ethos for so freely for baby bells, it's about bonding and play and touch and sound and love. And fun, and having fun and helping to develop that bond between mummy and baby. And, you know, it's time for them to go out with their meet friends and let their hair down, and yeah.
Do you think that this current situation has contributed to potential isolation in new parents?
I think it's been really difficult. We've had lots of emails from mums saying that we just don't have anywhere to go. We don't know when we'll be able to do any music classes with our babies. I mean, it's lovely that they can get together now and walk around and have fun, but it's quite limited. And I think there's been lots of nervous mums maybe, and new families that haven't wanted to go out because they don't know whether if they do go out what will happen. And so we've been doing online classes to help with those, but you know, it's like anything, isn't it? It's not, online was great to start, but people want to get out really, don't they? And but I think I mean, looking at the articles at the moment, a third of women mainly women have suffered from feeling isolated.
Really?
Mental health in this country since lockdown. Yeah, it's been terrible.
Wow, that's a lot. That is a huge proportion.
Yeah, and there's a massive rise in anxiety and yeah, depression and loneliness for new mums and pregnant mummies, you know, because they just don't know whether they're going to be able to, yeah, have that world they were looking forward to. And it's so hard when you have your first child or your second child, third child, you know.
Yeah. And I guess especially having been sort of locked in the house and not able to make use of all the things that might help provide entertainment. I mean, I can't imagine it, honestly.
There is, you really, with a newborn babe, with newborns, they're just so interested in you. You know, it's your face, it's your head, your smile, your voice, your smell, everything, your touch, your reassurance, and that really to a newborn and to a baby, no matter what, you know, even my 2-year-olds, you know, they still love the fact that I can sit and smile and touch and play with them. You know, it's all about you really. But with newborns, it is, they sleep, they eat, they cry, and then there's times where they will interact and play, and really it's your finger play is the best thing. And we have you know, but you can, little ribbon rings that you can help with sensory play, which helps to engage babies' eyes and effectively help, you know, they'll start, happy engaged babies will start to reach and play for these items. And these are just ribbons on a ring, but even, you know, just your fingers, that's enough really to helping. It's helping that helping mums or families to feel guided through a 25-minute class rather than overwhelmed of, oh, okay. And it's all set to beautiful music.
So to tell me a little bit more Sorry, tell me a little bit more about how a class actually runs.
Okay, so either it be online or actual classes. We start and we end in the same way with the same rituals. So the children and the mums and the babies become very familiar with the start and finish. And repetitiveness for all children is very important. That's how they learn. But so we would everyone's greeted, they come in. We are changing now with the props. We can't have so many props with the way we're going to start in the next few weeks, which I'll come to. But we would start with as the sun rises, gently over baby land. And so that becomes, with the babies laying down, the babies would just engage with that, and the tweets, we incorporate baby sign, and certainly for the, and you play with those words. So we'd start and finish in the same way with a hello song as well, and a sunshine. We've got lovely sunshines, but whilst it's locked down, and we'd be using things like ribbon rings and dancing scarves, which we can then, wash and isolate.
Yeah.
And then we go on our sound journey. For newborns, for mums, it's just a little bit of playtime, maybe, just build up your confidence and being a bit silly. But for the baby beepers, we bring out a box and we play with that box. Oh, what's inside, and we engage that encouragement for imagination. In baby beeps for the new time, we'll still be able to do that type of play, but mum will be doing the playing. And then once we've done our playtime, we then snuggle down, have a lie down, turn the lights down, maybe have a glow pebble, and lay down together with our children. It's really important for all children to understand how to bring themselves back down to quiet and learn to relax. So we incorporate, because we do bring them up to then come down. And it's lovely. It's gorgeous. And then for the newborn mums, we might fly those babies, because that, to give them that chance to relax that way as well. Yeah. The elements of baby yoga there.
Brilliant. Yeah, you incorporate a lot of different. You incorporate lots of different things into it, don't you?
Oh yeah, so for baby bells, it's completely about love and bonding, but also we incorporate elements of baby massage, and baby yoga, and different calming techniques. And so those calming techniques are different holds, different walks. We do lovely rhythmic walking, all set to music that we've created, and it's beautiful. It's kind of censored. The new track that we've got is very, very beautiful. And it's not, and at times it's very relaxed and very calm. They're the calming techniques. And then, we encourage tummy time, which again, we would encourage mums with household items, and we create a little world for them to sit, and look at on their tummies or on mummy's laps. It's music as well. So movement, dancing, because they love dancing. And mums, get a pom-pom, they can't believe it, having a dance. And even when we come back out to classes, 2 meters apart, we still dance.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think what I love about this, apart from the variety, is just from a parental point of view, it must be amazing not only to be led, so actually very relaxing for them, because they're not responsible for being quite so proactive maybe, or providing the entertainment. They just have to follow, but also that you must be giving them so many ideas of things they can take away to use themselves at home.
Yeah, sometimes I think, definitely with newborns, and maybe with the smaller ones that are sitting to toddling. I think with newborns, yes, definitely there's some nice ideas and techniques that you can take away and build on at home, which we really encourage. But with maybe going up from the 7-month-olds up to 12 months, that's a time where mums are. I'm fascinated still, where suddenly a baby's gone from laying down looking at mummy to sitting up and actually starting to role play and do some nice imaginary games. And so at that point, mum will say, oh, I didn't think about having teddy bears now, and teddy bears are a really important part of a child's development. But because structure at times, but it's free play at the same time.
Yeah, but it sounds like you there's all sorts of creative ideas in there and things that you could take away and use in a different context, or I don't know, just
So
ways to play.
yes, absolutely, yes, very much. And we've got themes, so and it's all going to slightly change now with the way COVID has changed everything. We would normally be able to bring out some props that our children can then use to develop and create their own imagination and play. But the themes that we have are just amazing, and they're based around everyday activities that we would do. You know, we've got teddy bears picnic and things, but watching children interact then and sort of make teas, and but then with the smaller babies, it's encouraging mums to play, which often can be a whole new thing. You know, learning to play is quite something. You know, and
Yeah,
yeah,
really good though, really important, and especially I imagine
totally important.
mental health point of view.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for just that little bit of interaction from your child to you you soak that up and you feel so much better. And I think play is the most important thing. Children learn through play, and you know, we watch and learn about our children through playing. So yeah, we do help to encourage. We do help parents, I think, sometimes that are a little bit overwhelmed about being a new parent, to understand how their children play.
Yeah.
But we're not you know, I've never, but the one thing we're not, and that is, you know, we don't preach to our families. We wouldn't sit in our room and talk about all these things, the benefits of everything, because we'd be there all day. But we don't preach to our families. You know, we are very much relaxed, open, comfortable. You know, we want our classes to be happy, and that's all we want to provide. You know, and I've had mums going, "Oh, I really miss my Mondays of bubbles and all sorts with Hartbeeps."
Yeah. So that's the perfect time to tell us about future plans then.
Yeah, okay, so future is, we're all waiting to really come back properly. Some of us are able to. It has gone from, we've been very unlucky actually, I think, with how the guidelines have gone for our business, but it's all been regionalised now, so it's down to the local councils to really help with us. So futures for us are, we are going to be coming back running with pre-mobile babies to start. So focusing, certainly for me, will be stage 1, which will be newborns from 6 weeks up to sitting. And then we'll have another class which will be sitting up to crawling confidently. Then, but maybe just before they're running off, because we don't want children to be, obviously people will be concerned if children are moving around and picking up other things. So we need to keep ourselves in that 2 metre space. So we are going to be launching classes. I am going to be launching classes on the 5th of August in Crystal Palace. Hartbeeps itself is going to be focusing, and then everybody will start to open their classes, but then we're working also with nurseries, and there'll be a package for nurseries as well
Ooh.
Yeah, which is great, which we've been doing for a very long time, but we've had to change it again because nurseries still can't allow anyone to come in, which is sad.
Yeah. What kind of packages? Sounds really intriguing.
Okay, so we rather than bring in, I can't really talk about too much, but we would have 5 themes, generally helping with children with their mental health again, because, you know, children that haven't been with their friends or have been in lockdown, I mean, you know, it's been, nobody really knows, but I think they've all struggled, certainly, with wanting to get involved and being motivated to do things, especially about learning at home. When my daughter went back to school, it was fantastic because they just really weren't on the craft base, you know, and that's what these, yeah, I'm going off on one now, but yeah.
No, but it's interesting, you know, and it does relate, I think, to your business really, and also to your place in your business as a parent.
Yeah, I think right now the focus right now is you know, we'll do a big thing with adventures, so with the bigger children end of this year, But certainly right now it's you know, we will still be able to do Zoom classes for those bigger ones at the moment, and some, you know, it might be by the end of September we can have those children back in, but we just got to be really, really careful and follow all the guidelines, but we're still open to be able to do those sessions online for everybody. And that's what will happen if anything was to go wrong or COVID was to have that next lockdown. Then we would continue doing them at home with my...
I love this backdrop. I love it.
Brilliant. Sarah's amazing, isn't she? Who creates Hartbeeps? This is her. This is just, yes, she's fantastic. So yes, we've got the little. This is how it's the happy house. There's the happy house up there, and then we will sit under a rainbow and under the big sunshine in a big squishy squashy world. Yeah, down by a beautiful lake where all the babies are. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's so colourful and cheerful. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. It is. It's great. And my children love it, which is good.
How old are your children?
So I've got 4 children. I have Daisy, who's 7, Ronnie, who's nearly 5, and then my 2 twins, Peggy and Frank, who are 2. So crazy. Lockdown was crazy.
Yeah.
I found that very hard, actually. So I do completely empathise with everybody. Yeah, gosh. And I've spoken to lots of people and seen lots of mums recently as I've been, you know, and saying, you know, how have you been getting on? And oh, it's been a bit mad, isn't it? Yeah.
So what would you say have been the biggest challenges for you during lockdown?
I think, you know, just uncertainty of everything, all being thrown together all of a sudden, and just, you know, everything's had to change, hasn't it? It's had to change. We've not known if we're going to be able to, when our children could go back to school. We're not able to know when we can, you know, and helping them to understand that, and helping them to understand they can't stand next to their friends anymore, and they can't just go and see their friends anymore. It's been really, really hard, and actually I know that when they do, when planning to go and see their friends now, sometimes it becomes quite emotional because, you know, they haven't had that interaction, and it's been really sad. And I've felt very, very sad for my older 2. Obviously, my younger 2 think it's amazing. It's like the tribe is together, and they're there to rule the roost, and they do. And for me, I mean, you know, I've just been worried about whether we would be able to come back to work soon, and as venues have closed and some lovely businesses have closed because of this. And yeah, it's just been uncertain. And then suddenly things can start happening, and not everything like us could come back, which is sorry.
Yeah, it's really a waiting game, isn't it? And keeping our fingers crossed that things can come back. Sorry, go on.
Go on, no, please.
I was going to ask you if there've been any positives actually.
Did I sound negative? Sorry.
No, just it was the follow-on question to challenges. I always try and balance it.
Yeah, no, the positives, I think, you know, is from lockdown. I think the positives have been, oh God, I can't think now. I've thrown myself out.
Well, your twins have obviously loved having all of you together. It sounds like that was a positive for them anyway.
Definitely positive. And yeah, actually, the bonding between my children has, despite the absolute world wars, there have been some beautiful moments with my children. I have been listening a little bit to Parents Under Lockdown, with which is a podcast. I never have time for podcasts, by the way, but a friend of mine recommended me this podcast, and Izzy Stutty, who is a local parent in the area, she also did a podcast on there about being a parent and in lockdown. And Jack D did one, and it was brilliant. And he mentioned about, you know, that not everybody can have the great day in your family. There's always one person that won't have a nice time at the same time as everybody else. But we did that, we had that, but then it's become easier, much easier. So it's been lovely. Everyone's come together that way, and I think everyone's appreciated a little bit more of what we really had before. Certainly me.
Lovely. Oh, thank you. It's really
Oh,
nice to have a little window
positive
into your
also.
lives.
I put a message out on my Facebook page, and so many people gave me so much reassurance. It was absolutely wonderful how lovely people have been and kind and thoughtful about, because the small businesses have suffered. And so it was lovely to get those nice words from people.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're coming to the end of our time. Is there anything else you want to tell us about before we finish?
I'd just like to say, just well, if you wouldn't follow me on Facebook, then my Facebook page is Hartbeeps South East London. Um, and also, I think we're just to say we're launching our classes very slowly, but we will be coming to Crystal Palace hopefully on the 5th of August and the 10th of August. So we may start on the 5th, but definitely starting on the 10th. I think I said the 9th earlier. And so we would really welcome lots of new mummies and lots of lovely babies to come and join us. And it'll be all booked in advance. So I will give you my booking details.
We'll put it in the feed, social media feed. Yeah,
Lovely.
brilliant.
That's it, really.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. It's been really lovely to chat to you.
Thank you. It's been lovely, Eleanor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and good luck with reopening. And I hope it all goes
I
smoothly.
can
And
come back and tell you a little bit more about it when we've done it.
absolutely, I would love you to. Yeah, come back in later in August or in September.
Would love that. I mean, when
Fab.
we come back, the class is going to be much smaller, but we have little islands for our babies and mums to sit on. So, it's going to be nice. It is going to be nice. We're going to make it lovely.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, I can't wait to hear a follow-up in a
Yeah.
bit. In
Thank
the
you so much.
meantime, good luck with that. And just before I finish, just a quick reminder to everybody watching that we have a big live stream program on the Upper Norwood Library Hub, and we would love you to just take a look at it. There's all sorts of regular things happening and some one-off things as well. Do take a look. And we also have our current new project funded by the Arts Council, which is All Alone Together. We're looking to find out from the community what your experiences have been, and we're creating an oral history of this time, which I think is awesome. Just how wonderful to be able to come back in a few years' time and actually listen to the community telling their stories from this time in their own voices, in their own words. I think as Lotte said, just so much kindness. I know there's been some extremes, I think, from my point of view around this time, but I've just seen so much more community even than we've normally had in Crystal Palace, and I think it's amazing to be able to record that and listen back to it. So we are very, very keen to have as many people as possible take part in this. There's a very short survey on the website. And if you're interested in that, please do fill in the survey. And if you'd like to be interviewed, I would love to chat to you. So please tick the box saying that you're willing to be interviewed, and we will be in touch about that. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.